Hello again. Definitely almost like a two reading one day kind of situation because I found this deck. I've been looking for this deck for the past 3 days. Low-key, actually. And this energy is very interesting. So we have the sun on the back of the deck. And I feel like the way that I could describe this is like a firm handshake. Like it's warm. It's like it's close, it's connect, right? It's firm and it's intentional, but it's still soft and flowing. It's very interesting. Like, it's very nice. Also, it is giving like teddy bear hug. Ten of Cups. Very much teddy bear hug. Very much teddy bear. So that's, yeah. So we have the Chariot and the Strife. It actually came out like this, almost like in this L. And we have the Four of Swords. So this is kind of talking about a healing period that is very transformational. Ooh, Ace of Cups. It's blowing some hearts wide open is actually what I'm hearing. There seems to be a lot of real movement, whether this really feels like a collective message, like very much happening in a collective kind of way. So obviously it would be individually for a lot of people, but it's like there's a collective almost shift right now of people recognizing the power of, well, this sounds so corny, I'm so sorry, like the power of love, the power of community, and like honestly starting to understand what strength really is. Or maybe there's like something around like understanding the more that you look into where you lack to show up in healing for yourself and you stand up and start like choosing different and learning, the more that you recognize the lack there is around you of it. That's kind of what this energy is, which is also this very empowering energy of like kind of giving you the understanding of what's your responsibility, what's your thing that you need to take care of, and what is others. And like where, if there are systems or groups of people or certain things that are doing you wrong, but there seems to be some misplacement or misjudgment on the truth of the matter, like you feel very grounded in that. I don't know if that's, I just saw 231, which has been very prevalent recently, actually. But yeah, there's something about kind of like seeing things clearly because there's a seeing in a lens of love. And I saw 243, which is almost like a we love you, which is again back to that community energy. So this could be something you're experiencing, but this is being almost experienced on a very wide level. And I feel like this healing is connecting a lot of people in this moment because there's an openness of, I don't know, like I'm seeing a veil being lifted. Like it's not even that, like it's literally just like I see a fog and then I see it releasing. Like in a dark room, there's like a white fog and then it's being released. Back to the clarity, now it is a void, but it's not something that's blinding. So this could also be, that's actually giving me a specific energy around like taking back the power to realize 333 where the power always lied, which is within, right? If you see nothing but blank, that's a blank page of creativity. So it's almost like there's a fog being lifted on your own power and where you, whether it was subconscious or conscious, were taught to give it out or not to see where your power lied clearly, especially maybe in decision making. This could give me an energy of like people who either dealt with like very helicopter-y kind of parents where it's like they make decisions for you, they run things for you, and then when you get out in the world, it's like it's very different, and you don't realize little ways that like they kind of took away your choice, so you struggle to choose for the self. This could also be for like neglectful parents, parents that had really high expectation, like, you know what I'm saying, like this feels like a really deep childhood wound that many people are facing at this moment. And through facing that, it's almost like through doing the healing work, 434 on my timer, there's a recognizing of where like the healing in community lies. And it's like you truly understand it, 444, because you've lived it. You see it because you recognize it. And that's not something as like a shameful thing, it's an uplifting thing, it's an illuminating thing. Oh, okay. So this is also kind of giving me the energy of a lot of healers are starting to truly step into power, step into clarity, step into change. Um, it's like when you're trying to solve a solution, you have to find where the problem lies. And when there's a lot of fog, there's a lot of cloudiness, 511, there's a lot of confusion on where the actual problem lies. And you could probably recognize through healing where other people put systems in to confuse you from seeing the truth and seeing where things could really like need to be addressed for things to actually be fixed. You see it where it lies almost everywhere, or in at least your certain niches of clarity, if that makes sense. Like, say, if you're really good with kids, you could see kind of flaws in education systems. If you're really good with mathematics, or like you're really into like science, maybe you care about like the earth, you could see where we are killing the, like, you know what I'm saying? Like all these little niche areas, it's like there's all these little things going on, 555, where there's a lot of shifts, and it's not just shifts in mentality, it's shift in movement. It's shift in certainty, it's shift in clarity, which is very different from shift of kind of choosing in chaos. This is choosing in certainty. Yeah, this is no longer allowing the outside world, like any outside influences have much of momentum at this moment. Yeah. This is speaking from the soul. So I guess this was an interesting check-in, but there seems to be a lot of people who are truly connecting with their self through almost like this sense of grief, like allowing, oh my god, hold on. I'm getting a very interesting scene right now from One Piece where there's a certain thing that takes away people's ability to feel anything else. It's like a side effect, right? And so like all they can do is smile, all they can do is laugh, and it doesn't allow them to grieve. So it's like I said, you're no longer seeking anything external, so you're no longer being poisoned by the thing. You are no longer kind of like engaging in the chaos. You're no longer lost in the confusion. There's no illusion that can be sold to you. So now that you really do see in clarity, you have something really balanced within you and your strength. You, in a group, there's like a collective. Again, like I said, this feels very collective. There's a collective of people that are really starting to understand what manipulation of energy really is and what it means and how it works in the world around us and how it does seek confusion. And because of your gaining, like I said, of clarity, especially out of love, out of care, out of compassion, out of connection and community, it's waking you up to a lot of things. And it's like this is like a collective of healers, of truth seekers, of people that want to create, want to make and connect within the world around them, but not in a way that's belittling or dimming of them. And that could be, again, like a childhood wound. Yeah, that's the message. I kind of feel like that's all I got. Yeah, there's an awakening. People are connecting deeper within themselves because people are seeking to know themselves. They're seeking to understand, right? And that understanding is unlocking a lot. And it's unlocking how externally things can have control over you through internal wounding, and how deep that can get. Like, if this is like honestly talking around like generational curses and like understanding the severity and the depth of them and how they work, and then helping others around you connect with that side of themselves and face that grief. Because like I said, back to that scene in One Piece, there's like a specific place where they do that, and they do that specifically because they don't want to see or hear the pain. So if you had neglectful parents, it's almost like that same thing, but it could also be a generational thing. Okay, that's all I have to say, because like I'm just gonna keep repeating myself, but there's a big awakening, and like this is leading to a shift in creativity, a shift in what power actually really means, and how to wield it properly. So this was a very interesting download. So have a great day. Love you, and I'll see you another time.